To our daily meditation online, hosted by the Buddhist Studies Institute, founded by Pema Khandro Rinpoche. We are currently in our season of practice, which runs from the 1st of November until Losar, which is the Tibetan New Year in February. I believe it's February 21st this year. This is a tradition which goes back hundreds of years to the yogis of Repkong in Northeast Tibet, who used to have, they worked all year as a community, had their families, had their work life. And then come the winter time after the harvest, they would have their 100 days of practice to kind of go do retreat and practice. And they would have more time for their study and practice rather than working as much like they did in the rest of the year. So we're actually continuing that tradition with our 100 days of practice. My name is Namkai, and I will be the host today. And today, our meditation is going to be led by Miko, who has been a certified meditation instructor for, I think, over a decade. And she's a fantastic instructor. She's been with the Buddhist Studies Institute for all that time. After the meditation, I will read one of the 5 Buddhist precepts so that we can integrate our study of ethics and practice. In order for you to follow along with our daily meditation practice today, I'm going to post a link in the chat for those of you on Zoom that has everything from the precepts, information about meditation, additional resources, daily prayers. And that same link is available to those of you, our wonderful friends on YouTube and Facebook who are watching the live stream, who can see that same link in the description underneath the video. And now, without further ado, it is my great pleasure to welcome Miko to the screen, who will be leading us in calm abiding today. Thank you, Miko.
Thank you, Namkai. So wonderful to be with you all today. We'll begin with our daily prayers. So you can bring your hands together at your hearts. I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. I take refuge in the Lama, Yedam, and Khandro. I take refuge in the Sa, Lung, Tigle, and their nature, the Bodhicitta. I take refuge in complete openness, lucid presence, and compassion. Oh, mesmerized by the sheer variety of appearances, which are like the illusory reflections of the moon in water, beings wander endlessly astray in samsara's vicious cycle. In order that they may find comfort and ease in the luminosity and all-pervading space of the true nature of their minds, I generate immeasurable love, compassion, joy, and equanimity of the awakened mind, the heart of bodhicitta. Sentient beings are numberless. I train in order to free them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I train in order to transform them. Reality is boundless. I train in order to realize it. The awakened way is unsurpassable. I train in order to embody it. So we'll find our meditation posture. 7-point posture, as I'm sure you all know it, but we'll just go through it really quickly, but with presence. So taking a moment, noticing your position of your hips and how you're seated. If you are seated cross-legged on the floor, you can make sure that your hips are higher than your knees, so that helps to support your spine. And if you're in a chair, you can scoot back, have your feet flat on the floor if possible. And we'll let the belly be soft here. So really notice that belly and let it relax out, expanding out into the space in front of you. And feeling the spine, we're gonna just lengthen the spine out long. And we're gonna take our shoulders and pull the shoulder blades together behind us. So that opens the front and then also outwards. So out like you're spreading your vulture's wings. And then letting the shoulders relax down. Keeping this opening in the front of the chest, we'll tuck the chin so the back of the neck is long. The jaw is relaxed, slightly open, tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, crown of the head up towards the sky. And then we'll find our gaze. So we're going to let our eyes relax down diagonally, finding a point on the floor in front of us, 1 to 2 feet away, really letting the gaze rest there. If we can keep the eyes still in a soft gaze, this helps to quiet the mind, still the mind for our meditation practice. And letting the eyelids be heavy, but not all the way closed. Just take a breath here, noticing how we feel in this posture, noticing how our body feels, and knowing that we can come back to this posture. If the mind gets busy during the practice, we can always just come back to our body and our posture and reset ourselves here. And from here, we'll take a couple of double breaths. So you can take a long, full, deep breath. Exhaling naturally. The end of the natural exhale, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, expelling any remaining breath. And then again, inhaling as you release the belly button. Usually brings a big natural inhale and naturally exhale. At the end of that natural exhale, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, expelling that expiratory reserve. And releasing, inhaling, exhaling. At the end of your exhale, pulling the belly button in. We'll do this a couple more times, stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system. And then after your last one, you can let your breath return to its natural pace. Really letting go of control of the breath. In our meditation, we want to be with our body as it is. So letting the breath be as it is, and we'll begin to notice the inhales and the exhales. Noticing the sound of them, noticing the length of them. You can feel the texture of the breath and air as it moves in and out through your nostrils and sinuses into your lungs. Noticing the temperature of the breath. So really using all the senses to be present with the breath, bringing about 80% of our attention onto the breath. Letting everything else fade into the background. We'll just stay with the inhales and the exhales, noticing them, being present with them as they are, not controlling the breath. And then if we notice that we've gotten sidetracked or distracted by thoughts or feelings, daydreams, external noises or happenings, no problem. We just tell ourselves thinking and come back to noticing the breath, being present with the breath. So we're here with the breath. If we notice we've left our presence with the breath, we just tell ourselves thinking and bring ourselves back gently but firmly. Noticing your mind here. And if you've lost track of the breath, just simply telling yourself thinking, coming back into presence with the breath. can release that practice. Take a long, full, deep breath. And we'll just take a couple moments to notice the experience of sitting without any particular focus. And then we'll take a couple of the double exhales like we started with at the beginning. Take a long, full, deep breath. Exhaling naturally. The end of your natural exhale, pulling the belly button in towards the spine, expelling the remaining breath. We'll do this once more. You're ready, slowly bringing your hands together at your hearts. We'll do the closing prayers. May the teachings of the Buddha spread and flourish. May all sentient beings be happy and joyful. May we practice the Dharma day and night, and may the benefits for self and others be fully accomplished. And back to you, Namkai.
Thank you very much, Miko, for leading us in practice today. I really appreciated how seamlessly the breath regulation at the beginning flowed into the practice. It was really nice. And now, as part of our effort to integrate the study of ethics with meditation practice, I will read one of the 5 Buddhist precepts. You're welcome to follow along on the link posted earlier. Today, I will read precept number 4, avoiding false speech. I avoid taking refuge in the lie of dualism, ever advancing toward less manipulative, self-protective, and deceptive speech. I refrain from using my speech for rationalizing neurotic views and behaviors. I refrain from all bigoted, sectarian, racist, sexist, judgmental, and arrogant speech that condemns others. I avoid harsh speech, gossip, and useless chatter. I develop increasing capacity for deep listening and authentic communication. I train my speech and emotions in order to use speech with nonviolence, empathy, sensitivity, and kindness. I use kind speech to set appropriate boundaries and respect others' boundaries in calmness and clarity. I respect confidentiality and respect the disclosures of others. I refrain from offering unsolicited advice. I recognize that silence or withholding can be a misuse of speech. I speak up to prevent others from being harmed by racism, sexism, abuse, and other forms of domination. Thank you again, Miko, for leading the meditation today. Thank you, everybody, for being here to practice. I'm going to post 2 additional links in the chat. The first is dakinimountain.org, which has information about our lovely retreat center in Northern California, Dakini Mountain. And the other one is the Buddhist Studies Institute.org website, which has information about all of our upcoming programs and ongoing programs and other information about us as an organization. This meditation that we just had happens daily online with certified meditation instructors of the Buddhist Studies Institute at 12 noon Pacific time every day. You're welcome to attend any day and every day. I will now end the live stream for participants on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll go into our members discussion time for those who are members of the Buddhist Studies Institute on Zoom. Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day.